Welcome to the Grogwell, everybody. I'm Jason.
And I'm everyone's favorite finger blaster, Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Speaking of intros, didn't somebody say something to you, Nick, about a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lindsay. She was actually just here. She drove from Kansas City, Kansas, all the way to northern Colorado. She loves Tillamook yogurt, and they don't sell it at the stores there. So she ran out because I brought her some when I went back a couple months ago. And, well, she drove 12 hours to get some yogurt.
That's it?
That's it. Hanging out for a while. A couple days. We had some fun. Kind of sat around, chit-chatted.
Yeah. Wow. I
But yeah.
can imagine taking a trip halfway across the country just for some yogurt, but
Well, here's the deal. She likes doing trips like that because they have a Tesla and she can just put on auto drive and doesn't have to worry about doing anything for like 90% of it.
except stopping for 45 minutes to charge it every now and then.
Every now and then, but I mean,
So
sure.
is it a 12-hour trip or a 16-hour trip?
It was a 11-ish, about between 11 and 12 hour
With
the
charging.
stops, with the stops to charge and stuff like that. Yeah.
What is that drive with a gas car?
So when we did it, it was about, I don't want to lie to you guys, so give me a second.
Probably about 10 hours.
I was going to say about 10 hours, about 10 hours.
I was going to say, you cannot drive across the country fast with a Tesla because if you get a good charger, 45 minutes at the stop.
Right.
Minimum.
Yeah, they
full
find
charge.
and that's for like
I
speed.
feel like a gas job is probably an 8-hour trip.
It's about 8-9 hours roughly.
So I mean 3 hours to save the environment. I'm not doing it.
Me neither.
Not a chance.
Nope.
My truck gets 30 miles to the gallon on the highway. So like that's pretty half decent for a big truck.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
And it's diesel.
Yeah. I get like 19 to 21 in town.
You gotta stop every once in a while, put some 85 in there, really clean it out.
Yeah. I thought about throwing some kerosene in there one time. Really clean out your EGR system.
Yeah, we'll just get you some.
Out of the way.
We'll just go into a local military base and funnel out some jet fuel. We'll put it in there.
Gotta mix it with the diesel.
Just come down here and get some of that red shit that the farmers use in their tractors.
We have that here.
The red diesel?
Yeah, the off-road. It's only illegal if you get caught.
Yeah.
It's so much cheaper. It's like
I know.
It's like $2 cheaper a gallon.
Yeah. Only illegal if you get caught.
I don't think you should have to pay road tax. I pay taxes everywhere else.
Yep.
Why should I have to pay road tax on diesel fuel? I tell you what, with the camper now. I'm so glad that I have the diesel though.
Pulls it a lot better.
Yeah, I never hauled anything with my old truck, but when we went to Bristol 2 years ago, it was like I didn't even know it was there. It just
you gotta have the bigger truck for the camper. It makes the world of difference.
Are you gonna get another camper now?
No.
That series of your life is over.
Yeah.
For now.
No, for me for me and Jen to do it, because that's pretty much who it is. I'd have to get a smaller one, and then
just get a fifth wheel and pull that fucker.
No. I'd get a smaller one, and to me, it's fuck it. I'd rather just get the hotel room.
Fair enough. This is what I meant. We're not ready. We're not giving
It's
our
No,
listeners 100% of ourselves. This is
I
listen,
was waiting for another comment from Nick.
I got
It
nothing. That's fine.
it is
That's,
cheaper. I mean, it is cheaper. Like staying the night in most places, it's like 25, $35. I would say traveling across the country for RV spot, but you
you gotta set it up.
cost of gas or fuel to go from point A to point B, plus all the groceries and shit that you stock in that motherfucker to keep it going. I do gotta say the one nice thing about pulling a camper is when you're driving down the road and you gotta take a piss or drop a
get out
load,
and go. Yeah.
you just pull over on the side of the road, hop in your camper really quick, frickin' power down.
I didn't do that. We only stopped for fuel twice. Once
Well,
on
what
the
I
way
was
there
trying
and
to
once
say,
on the way back.
what I was trying to say, Jay, is like when you get older, because I mean, let's face it, you're looking, like you're getting ready to file for AARP, invest in gold and silver, maybe look into a reverse mortgage. All I'm saying is get your nature balance or whatever they call it, nature, those things that Fox News is always promoting. You know, just get yourself a camper. You can travel the country before you have to take a dirt nap.
Yep.
That's all.
If I was gonna do that, I would just get one of them like Mercedes Benz vans that are like a camper. Just
The
drive
big
one of
ass
them fucker.
freaking, yeah.
Yeah,
I call them the
drive one of
Mormon
them
mobile.
motherfuckers. Just drive one of them across the fucking country.
Oh no!
It'd
If
be
I
fun.
was doing that, if I was driving across country, I'd 100% invest in an RV, like a tour
Now,
bus.
one you can drive, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Toy hauler or just you know,
Oh no, I'm
just a
talking about like a Winnebago, the ones you can drive, like a
yeah, I
camper
get
you
it,
can
but
drive.
they make those in like
Oh, I
where
wouldn't
it
want
could,
a toy hauler. No,
I would.
I don't have a side by side or anything, and I guess the toy hauler is nice. That's what we have now. It's nice having the deck,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's what I was gonna say. That's what I
but
would use it for.
a lot of those campers now are doing decks on the side, like where
Mm.
like they have
Where
like
they just
well, it's not even, it's an addition to the slide out. So like
it's like a slide out. Yeah, yeah.
it'll slide out, and then there's another platform that you can put out, and it's your deck, and then on the slide out they have like French doors that slide open. It's crazy. But I mean,
Yeah, but the good thing about the toy hauler though, is you could put up that mosquito netting and keep the bugs out,
Yeah.
and you could sit out on your deck, basically having a good night, just chilling.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. And here's the deal. I'm just pulling down my pants and kind of whipping it around, see what sticks. All right. If y'all don't like it, you could throw it back. So here we go. When we hit the age of 65, let's just travel around the country sporadically. Our spouses and us, we're going to travel around and we'll see which one of us, this is going to get pretty morbid, not the wives, okay, but which one of us three can die in the airport first. I'm shooting for LaGuardia. All right.
do you realize Jay's 15 years older than I am?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you guys will be
He's
in your
getting up there.
70. You guys will be in your 80s by the time I hit 65.
I'm only 43, Dick.
Yeah, but when you're but by the time I turn 65, you'll be in your 80s.
How old are you're not 20 years younger than me.
I'm 33.
Bull fucking shit.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, I was born in 91.
Oh my god, why are we even having this conversation? All right, so yeah, me and Jay are definitely going to die first. All right.
And how?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, it's just I liked having the camper. It was fun, but the older I get, I would rather just drive up and pretty much put it in park and camp. I wouldn't want to do the whole drop the trailer and fucking drive a truck out. Although it is convenient because then you have a vehicle with you.
To drive.
But
Yeah.
they do make it easy. It is easy. It's just a pain in the ass.
If you're doing it every night, yeah. But like, if you were just gonna stop somewhere and camp for 3 days and explore, it'd be worth it.
Eh, who knows? You never know. It'd be kind of fun just to
Like, I want to do
haul
I
up.
want to do all. I want to do like the things, like the Americas, what they have, like Yellowstone, Mount Rushmore, the Grand Canyon.
Dude, Mount Rushmore has some fucking banging ice cream. It's Thomas Jefferson's recipe.
Oh no
It's
shit.
fucking amazing.
That's
Yeah,
cool. See,
it's the best ice cream I've actually ever
I want
tasted.
to experience that. And I feel like
I think
Lauren, I'm gonna have to do it when I retire. There's no way we could ever get time to do it now. Because like in
Oh
all
yeah,
reality,
it's
it would take about a month, like to drive around the entire country and back home.
right, right.
it'd be fun as fuck though.
Yeah, to get to see everything. Like I went to Fort Hunter Liggett in California, and I got to see a part of like where the big redwoods are.
Yeah,
I got to see a part of that, but I drove through a little part of that park, and that was it. I didn't get to see nothing else.
I didn't get to see the ones that people drive through,
Me neither. I got to see. I
but
mean, they were big. They were still big
yeah,
trees, but I didn't get to
yeah,
see the biggest of the big.
yeah. No,
yeah.
I saw some pretty big ones when we were out there in California. I was like, holy shit! I just the just the thought of how old those fucking trees are.
Don't they
They're
have a
thousands
petrified
of
one out
years.
there that you can that they have a
Like
they
every
have
one of those Sequoia parks has like where they took a chunk out of it after it's
right,
fallen over, and it tells you like Civil War and like different points in history.
right. They have a tree
But
like that in Washington State that we took
do
the
you
kids
think
to once.
do you think do you think they used a computer to do it, or somebody they just made an intern sit back there and
Literally
count
sit there and
each
count
fucking
each ring.
yeah? They're like, hey intern, we got a job for you.
Dude,
That would
I
suck.
bet you I bet you one person couldn't even finish that fucking job. Like that person would retire before they finish, and a new guy would have that turnover day. I ended right here. Good luck. And then 65 years later, that dude is done. Hands it
Yeah,
off to
but
the other dude.
yeah, they have huge chunks of these trees where they just have like significant uh, American history facts just placed upon the line. It's kind of cool.
Actually, I think that was maybe it wasn't Washington State. I wonder if it was Yellowstone.
The oldest known specimen of giant sequoias is estimated to be 3,266 years old in the Converse Basin Grove of the Giant Sequoia National Monument.
That dude has seen some things.
3266. That's a
So that's
long
before
fucking time.
Christ.
Yeah.
So go back, calculate that in real fast, Kyle. What happened 32 or 3,266 years ago when that tree sprouted in Mother Gaia?
Not
It has
much.
it has to be like 829 AD or something. I'm sure, right?
Um. What date?
The woodland
It would
period.
be Tuesday. It was a Tuesday, October
Wow.
28th,
Okay,
1242. That doesn't make any sense.
that
Where?
doesn't 12.
That's what it
We're in
says. What date was 3,266 years ago? Unless it's 1242 BC.
BC.
Yeah.
That could be it.
It doesn't say that, but so that we'll just go off that.
Because that's
Um,
only 800 years, right? Am I doing American math in public right?
but I don't know. Or does it count backwards? Like, does it hit zero and then it was 1 BC, 2 BC, 3 BC, and it goes all the way the other way?
No, it was it counted up to a certain time, and then Jesus died,
Yep.
and
And
then
then they started a new
AD.
year, a new calendar setup.
Well, this is what it says.
The
It says,
Gregorian. Ooh,
oh no,
Gorgonite.
sorry.
The Gorgonites.
It was 3,000. It was Tuesday, October 28th, negative 1,242. That's what it says.
So 2000 BC.
Well, let me look.
Where's the negative come in? That confuses me even more.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't make the rule. Let me pull up my
Okay.
calculator.
Hey, so how's the live streaming process coming? Are we going to do this on in 9 days, or what are we thinking?
Around. So to
So,
answer your question real quick, around 3,200 years ago, when that tree was planted, um, the major battle and the collapse of the Bronze Age civilization.
So
So warriors fought with bronze, flint, and wood weapons, including spears, swords, knives, and war clubs.
right, but what time period was the Bronze Age?
I don't know. I just said what happened on this day and age, or on this day in history, 3,200 years ago.
Okay, the Bronze Age was start date was 3300 BC, end date was 1200 BC. So BC counted backwards. We already know that. AD took over at 1.
so if it makes you feel better, I typed in what happened 3,266 years ago, and the biggest, most common platform is sequoia redwood trees being sprouted. So
That's the beginning. We found
There
the
you
beginning
go.
of time.
Yosemite National Park.
Scientists haven't done it yet, but we figured out the beginning of time.
So to continue that segment, though, what happened this day in military history?
Oh yes, I still have
Hmm.
that up. We are October 29th,
27th,
27th.
27th, 2024. We believe we're almost at Christmas.
I know, it's crazy.
I feel like as soon as Christmas gets over, I'm already having to plan for the next fucking December. I I don't know. Time is flying by way too quick. I gotta slow it down somehow.
I'm in your butt. Huh?
Write this down. Thumb in ass.
In
Close time. Got it.
close time.
So anywho,
This is it's kind of a dull day in military
all
history.
right, give it to us.
Well, not every day was a peach.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus, Patton, what do you
There
want?
were a lot of days. There were a lot of days that I went into work and they said, "Go home, buddy."
2001, U.S. warplanes hit the front Taliban positions in the heaviest attack to date. 10 people were reported killed from an errant bomb in the village of Gonakil in
Yeah.
Kelsey, Providence,
See, I
2001.
believe with a name like that, gonna kill, you're gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, gonna get killed. Yeah.
Rue Lubers,
Ooh.
the UN refugee chief, said some 150,000 Afghans had crossed into Pakistan in recent weeks.
Yeah.
And the latest one is 2003. Nothing has happened on October 10th since 2003. UN police and NATO police led peacekeepers near Pristina, Serbia, arrested 5 former ethnic Albanian rebels for alleged war crimes in Kosovo.
Yeah. Kosovo. So, what about like early? Nothing like
Mm.
no Bastogne. When was Bastogne?
Okay. Here's something. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was founded on October 27th, 1682. William Penn founded the city to serve as a capital of Pennsylvania colony. By the 1750s, Philadelphia had surpassed Boston to become the largest city and busiest port in British America. and the Second British Empire behind London. During the American Revolution, Philadelphia played as an instrumental role as a meeting place for the founding fathers of the United States who signed the Declaration of Independence in 1776 and the Constitution in 1787. Philadelphia was once the nation's capital during the Revolutionary War, and the city served as a temporary U.S. capital while Washington, D.C. was under construction. During the 19th
And it was
century,
burned.
it was. During the 19th century, Philadelphia became a major industrial center and railroad hub that grew from an influx of European immigrants. It became a prime destination for African Americans during the Great Migration and surpassed 2 million occupants by 1950.
And that's today in the History Channel.
I don't know.
Philly's like it's funny. Like when you think about, there's a lot of places even out here in Texas. You know, they were founded in the 1800s, but a lot of places in New England, like Jamestown, Virginia, you know, old as fuck.
Yeah.
And then you go to Europe and you look at the paintings on the walls on the churches, and they're like European history way surpasses us, but this it still amazes me how old. I mean, 1400s really
Yeah.
is Columbus.
Sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah. When did the fucking Pilgrims get here?
It was like 1530 something.
Let me see. When did the
I thought it was-
Pilgrims come to America? 1620.
I was gonna say I thought it was in 1600s.
So almost 200 years after the fact.
Yeah.
They got here after Columbus, so
Old Columbus has been dead for a while.
But it's still crazy if you think about it. Philadelphia does such a good job of keeping their historic parts of the city like vibrant, and but if you go around the rest of Philadelphia, it is just drug land.
Just a shithole.
Yep, it is a big shit. Well, I mean, when you land in Philadelphia Airport and you drive through like the west side of the city or the east side of the city to get like onto the major on 476, the turnpike that runs through PA. You see like it's just shit, and it's not even the worst part of the city. The west side and the south side are the worst parts of the city, but
we're actually going to go back down there after Thanksgiving that Friday. My friends that are coming with us, they want to go to like some big Christmas festival down there that they're having, and I'm like, yay! Okay, we'll go.
yeah, that sucks.
The only shitty thing is about Philly too. There's no place to park
No.
anywhere,
and all the parking garages are always full. That's the only good thing I will say. If you go to a sporting event in Philly, all of their sports complexes are right next to each other. So the Philly Stadium's right next to the.
So you just park
Eagles
one
Stadium.
garage, you can get them all.
Yep. Well, no, they have giant parking lots for those stadiums. So there's giant parking lots for the Phillies, and the Phillies is right next to the Eagles Stadium. So if you could park in the Phillies thing, and that's what happens. Everybody spreads out, and it's not a pain in the ass because the Flyers are there, the 76ers are there. So there's always parking by the sports complexes, but outside of that, like wherever you're going in Philly, you're not going to be able to find a parking spot. You're screwed.
Nope. Yep. If you want to go downtown to Geno's or Pat's to get a cheesesteak, you're fucked.
They better off taking an Uber or a taxi.
I was gonna say just take an Uber. Yeah.
So when we and Lauren go to New York, we park in New Jersey and we take the ferry over into Manhattan, and it usually drops us off right in Times Square. But last time we walked from Times Square all the way down to the Villages in Manhattan, and I tell you what, that was the worst fucking walk of my life.
Yeah, we did when we went to New York City that one summer. We did a lot of walking too. We parked in the Fashion District right there at Times Square because it was free to park. Because on Saturdays it's free to park, and everybody's out of the city anyway. And yeah, we spent the whole fucking day just walking everywhere around New York City. I bet we easily walked 12 miles that day.
Yep. So
Hayden's
when
been
we
asking
walk,
me to take him.
don't do it. I hate New York City with a passion.
Well, he wants to go see like the memorial and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
just to say he's been there, done that, right?
Yep.
But
It sucks. It sucks getting into the memorial. It sucks getting out of the memorial. Everything about New York City sucks. There's nothing good. I would gladly never go back to New York City, but Lauren loves it. And we went to a Broadway show in what's that? What's their sports complex called? Right there in the middle of the city.
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. So Madison Square Garden looks like but it's huge. Like their basement has like theaters in it, and that's where we went and saw the Grinch. That was pretty cool.
the basement's got a basement.
Yeah.
Not the Alamo.
And then we walked. So when I Apple mapped it, and it was like 22 blocks. I was like, oh, that ain't too bad, 22 block. Well, 22 city blocks is a hell of a lot different than 22, and I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Dude,
I didn't know that either.
My first experience with an actual like walking in a city was in Thailand, right? We got beers. We were carrying around pitchers of Sinha and glasses and Heineken and shit like that. We were like, hey, let's just go around the block and see if we can't hit a couple more bars. We ended up fucking like 10 plus miles away. We had to get a freaking taxi thing to take us back because we didn't know where the fuck we were. And all we did was make 2 lefts and a right. We were like, what the hell's going on?
When were you in Thailand? What years?
It was in 2001.
So I apparently now Thailand is like one of the most dangerous countries to go to, for as far as like crime. Like a super like you get pickpocketed, robbed, like it's pretty bad. I don't know what it was like in 2001. Obviously,
They gave us, I mean, the briefing consisted of same thing pretty much. Guard your money, don't just flashing it around. Don't make yourself look like a tourist, the usual DOD briefs, right? And then they capped it off with, and for those of you looking for a TDY girlfriend, there's diseases over here they haven't even identified, and then you better make sure they're a girl before you even take them home. Like, that was it. So we all just
So,
stuck to our little group, and we were like, no one go out there and get fucking stupid.
so a city block in New York City or Manhattan anyway. Is hold up 264 feet by 900 feet.
So just almost half a mile.
Yeah, so 20 blocks per mile.
it felt like I walked a lot further than that.
Well,
Dude,
and if you're walking, I forget what it is, avenues or streets in New York City that run the 900-foot blocks, even longer than that. But if you're walking the short side, like what's that big street that runs up and down Broadway? If you're going down Broadway, 264. Yeah, so one of those is 1/20th of a mile.
I will tell you how far we walked right now.
fucking way. And there's people who do that every day for work, dressed in a fucking suit. I'd be sweating my ass off by the time I got to my office. You know what I mean? Like, no, thank you.
No,
No, thank
fucking New York blows.
you. Couldn't pay me enough to live in there,
But there's people that have been born and raised there, and
they love it.
love it. They never want to
Yeah.
leave it.
I couldn't fucking do it. I don't do big cities anyway.
But most people, if they have to walk a good distance, they just hop on the subway and take the fucking subway.
That's true too. I guess a lot of people going to work, they probably take the subway, get off at a certain stop, and then they're only walking a little bit to work, right? But no, man, fuck that.
Especially like in the wintertime when it's cold and rainy and
Yep. You're fighting for a seat with the homeless people? Nah, I'm good.
So from Madison Square Garden to Johns of Bleecker, it is a 32-minute walk, and it's 1.14 miles.
Jesus.
It doesn't. It felt a lot farther, but I guess maybe the time is accurate. Maybe it took about a half hour to get there.
32-minute mile walk. I mean, how do they average that? Just by like, you know, is there a pace? Because that seems like a really long mile walk.
Well,
They
I think
walk
it. I think
from
it. I think it accounts for red lights. It accounts for like you stop,
Stops
like
and
the
stuff.
stop.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
um,
we oh shit, no wonder why that fucking felt so long. We walked from Times Square to the 9/11 memorial, and that was 3.5 miles. An hour and
That's a
20-minute
long ass
walk.
walk. That's a long ass. There
Yeah,
better be
especially with 2
stops.
kids.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, how do you keep yourself occupied? You know what I mean? By you just walk by shops so you at least have some scenery. Like,
Well, you just
and forget.
walk like, because you get to walk through, like, the different parts, like Little Italy and
Yeah.
Chinatown and all that other fun shit. So, there's plenty to do, it's just and then when you get down there at 9/11, that's Lower Manhattan, you could see the Statue of Liberty and all that shit
Right.
down there too. And that's where the financial district is too.
Yeah. He was wanting. I was born in the dark. All right. So, uh, yeah, Caden's always like he's been asking this for a couple years now. He's like, "Hey, I want to," and he was just doing Revolutionary War and history this year. So he was like, "I want to go to Boston. I want to see that, spend a day in Boston. I want to go to New York, and then I
Boston's
want to
nice.
go."
You
I've
just
always
stay out of
wanted to
South
visit Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, I've always wanted to visit Boston. That's been my like one place I definitely will go on the East Coast. But
You want a good place to take him, go to Salem, especially now, like, up there where
oh,
they
during
did all the
Halloween
yeah.
again, Lindsay, she's done that tour, and I want to say she's told us she's done it during Halloween, and she says it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
But
That's what I love about, like, history, especially United States history. Fuck,
yeah,
any part of history. You couldn't have one person that said, "Whoa, whoa, wait a minute, this is a stupid idea. Why are we killing all these people? Do you actually
yeah,
think witches exist?"
yeah.
Just as stupid superstitions that came across in the United States back in the day.
sorry I missed that. Lauren called me. She was at work,
No,
so I thought it was important, but she just wanted to show me a dog.
oh, that's nice. What you guys getting a Chihuahua?
No, I would never. It's a cat, not a dog. She was showing me another Shiba Inu.
But yeah, so he wants to do all that, and then I was like, well, we can do something like go spend like a day, see everything, and then go down to DC and spend like 4 or 5 days, do all the cool things
Well,
there.
DC's fun. Uh, we stayed in Frederick, Maryland, I think, where or it.
That's right across the bridge where the seafood places are, except right after the river, right?
Yeah, I think so, but it was
I know that's
right
like
there
every
at the
place in DC, but
Yeah, it's right there at the University of Maryland is where we
yeah,
stayed, and then we just took the train into the central hub every day
yep.
and got off and went and did the touristy stuff. But there was so much stuff in DC that we didn't get to see. I wish we had a couple extra days, but
Well, that's
I
what I was
mean,
telling him. Like to really see everything, because let's face it, the Smithsonian, you need a week just for that alone, right?
oh, and the Air and Space Museum.
Right. So I told him I was like, you go see all the cool monuments one day because it's a lot of walking, a lot of time on the tram. You go see where Lincoln died and all that shit. Knock all that out in one day, okay? And then you
I want to buy
go
that T-shirt, by the way.
to
It's
the Force
like,
review, the Force Theater
yeah,
review.
yeah. Sports Theater, 1 star. Would not recommend.
And then go do Smithsonian and shit like that, for the next couple days.
Well,
The
I was
because
like,
like
the
you could
holocaust.
go, you could go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say you could do a White House tour too, but to do that, you have to write your congressman or
yeah,
senator, and they have to
they don't
submit that
open it up,
request on your behalf.
right? Yeah, my grandma, when she taught seventh grade English, she would take all of us grandkids when we turned, when we got into seventh grade, and she applied for us all to go through the year I went to try to get a White House tour. and I can't remember what, but they denied it at the last second. I can't remember why, but
Yeah, it's extremely difficult, and like I said, you have to have like a senator or
yeah.
congressman put your name in on their on in for you. And but one of the cool things that we did a walking tour, which started at like in front of the White House.
Mhm.
There's a park in front of the White House. Um, it started there, and it's pretty much living Lincoln's last day.
Yeah.
And so you go over to the White House. You go see like all the cabinet members' houses and all that. Then you eventually walk your ass over to Ford's Theater, do that, and then across the street,
Yep.
excuse me, is where you know,
Where he died, the bed and everything. Yeah.
yeah, because Lincoln was like 6 foot something tall, and
He's
he
like
was in a
6'6"
bed.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and he put his ass in a bed made for somebody who's like 5'7".
I got
I mean, he probably wasn't feeling any pain because he was probably just
His body is already dead. His mind just
yeah.
wasn't. Yeah.
Well, no, his mind was dead, I
His
think.
mind was dead. His body wasn't. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
me and my ex went to Washington and we went to see the Holocaust Museum. Don't do that. That was just one big depressing
Yeah, so's
moment.
Auschwitz.
Well, that was
We
part
went
of
up there.
that was part of
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We went up there, um, to Poland when I was in Italy. We got to go through there.
Did you
That's
walk in
fun.
backwards like Hitler did?
No, no.
It's a horrible joke. I apologize.
It's
Hey,
funny.
come in. Come in, have a shower.
Come in.
Come in, you are more than welcome.
You want some cheese?
All women, rip off your clothes. We're going to have a shower.
They have
It's a slumber party.
at the Holocaust Museum. They have all of the shoes.
Yeah.
From
Of everyone that died.
yeah, and like they
Yeah.
just stack them behind glass, and like you don't get a sense of how because it's not even it's like there's like 7 or 8 different areas where you see shoes and they're just stacked to the ceilings high.
And suitcases.
Yeah,
Did
and
they have a
suitcases.
suitcase room?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like it doesn't hit you until you get to like the third or fourth one, and you're like, holy fuck, like how many shoes? And you see little kid shoes, you see adult shoes, and I was like, it's crazy that people
Yeah.
had
So
to
you're
endure
saying
that.
so you're saying it's not a place to go if you're in your final moments of thought and if you just want to like end
No,
it all.
I would probably if you're even if you're not gonna end it all, it's probably a bad way to end your vacation. I would probably hit
That's
that first.
hit it first, do all the fun shit afterwards, kind of not
Yeah.
forget
I
about
mean,
it,
Build
but kind
yourself
of
back
not
up.
think about
Don't
it.
get me wrong,
Yeah.
I do not regret going through. It was very educational. It was very cool to see, but it kind of
Well, that's
puts things into perspective of how bad it
Yeah.
was.
but
Well,
that's what
not
I'm
even that.
saying. Like, go do all these cool things that really hit you deep. Like the 9/11 memorial, the Holocaust. The Vietnam Wall. Just hit all three. Just knock it all out. You know.
Yeah. The what's cool is all that stuff is like right there. Like you don't do anything. Like you could everything is on that strip. Like the Air and Space Museum. That's the only thing I want to see that I haven't seen yet was the Air and Space Museum.
Well, and like, so you're standing at the Washington Memorial, and you look down the water, and Lincoln's Memorial's right at the end of it. So you
Yeah.
just walk it straight down. And then Jefferson's would be to your left, and Arlington
That's what I'm
is
saying.
kind of.
You can knock out like all the memorials, and then
Well,
just take a tram or whatever to Jefferson's home and.
so the thing about like DC too is a lot of that shit's free.
Mhm.
Like we didn't go to the archives to see the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution.
That's
and
cool. That's
shit
cool
like
shit,
that.
though.
We didn't do that. I was like, it's just a piece of paper. You
Oh,
know,
fuck you.
I was like, it's busy. So it's like a round rotunda of a room.
Yeah, but it's fucking awesome. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
no.
when I went. That was the number one thing I wanted. I wanted to see the fucking Constitution.
So-
Obviously, it's not the real one, but
So when we went there
Is
to
it?
see it,
no, Nicolas Cage got that one.
yeah, that was the Declaration of Independence, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, fucking I got one.
Anyway.
I guess.
Because it was still during like COVID times too, so people, you had to maintain your distance, and the line was going outside, and we're like, we'll just come back, and we just never did. Because the Smithsonian, I spent a lot of time in the Smithsonian. I thought it was cool as shit.
So apparently, the Air and Space Museum, you could do it in like, if you took your time, you could make it like a 3-day trip, just with
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Air and Space.
There's so much shit in there.
I mean, they got fucking. I mean, obviously big ass planes in there, but like when I went through as a kid, it was like SR-71 was in there. All that, like it's
I think
fucking
it still
huge.
is. Yeah, I got some pictures. Hold on.
fucking huge.
Huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Can you go inside the Lincoln Memorial? Is there anything inside that, or is it just a big building?
It's just a big statue of Lincoln.
Yeah,
There's
It is still pretty.
There's not like a.
there's nothing inside. No, it's not like they go in there and they have artifacts and stuff like that. It's literally the biggest thing is you just go up there and see his statue and you can read the shit that's on the walls and
NASA has a whole bunch of shit too. God damn.
that's what I'm saying. The space side is going to be, especially now, is going to be huge. But
Yeah, Ford's Theater would not recommend.
wear that shit on tour day.
They have a lot of shit in there. Like, there's so much stuff. I didn't even take pictures of half the stuff that they had.
It's impossible. And back then they had disposable cameras, so the pictures I have are fucking horrible, right?
Yeah, right there, Ford's Theater.
Fucking A.
It could be. It's got 2 holes. If you do a Q, it's a little open, but it's got a kickstand. You could put all your momentum into it.
I was gonna say you got something to hold on to at that point. God, what are you doing?
I'm looking at all the shit in Washington D.C. that I didn't even know about.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
We never made it down to Arlington. I wish we would have done that.
The watching the wreath laying. Oh my god, dude.
That's the last stop.
That's the fourth one. That's the fourth one you don't want to watch on their depressive tour.
Yeah. That's
The
your
Tomb of the
last
Unknown
stop.
Soldier. Oh god.
Arlington's the last stop on the train, because it's right there at the Pentagon. And
Yeah.
Once you get off at the Pentagon, you just walk across the street to Arlington.
But
You know,
that's a cool.
I mean,
fucking
there's
place,
just
though.
so many fucking stones. It's like,
Yeah.
Arlington's broken up by war.
Mhm.
So you get to certain parts, you have, Civil War, all the wars just laid out in different things.
You got the Korean War, the Vietnam War, Gulf.
Yeah, just fucking huge.
What's crazy is how the pictures of Arlington are so romantic, and then if you look at Arlington on the Google Maps, like I'm doing now, it looks like a clusterfuck. Like it's just surrounded by city.
Yeah, it is.
That kind of sucks.
It was Robert E. Lee's property.
It would be cool if it was.
Fitting.
It'd be cool if it was like in the middle of nowhere by itself, just quiet.
It was at
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah, I'm sure. Somebody ruined it.
But there is just so much shit to do in DC. Like it to me, it's one of the. It's a good city. There's a whole bunch of, like if you're a foodie, there's good
Mhm.
restaurants. Just don't drive in DC. I would say
The Wharf. That's what I was thinking of. The Wharf. That's a place down where all the That's
Yeah,
good seafood.
I would say just avoid driving in downtown DC or anywhere around DC, and you'll be good.
Yep. Get to the airport, you take an Uber to your hotel, then you take an Uber to the nearest tram station, and you just fucking take the tram everywhere.
Yeah, because it is extremely ridiculous how bad traffic is in DC.
That's
you
the only reason I don't like going there is because of the fucking traffic. I cannot
Yeah.
stand it.
did you
I hate it.
know that the Oval Office is shaped in such a way that no matter what you say in the Oval Office could be heard at any other point in the Oval Office?
It absorbs the sound.
No, like if I'm on one side of the Oval Office and I'm talking shit on the president, he'll be able to hear it from where he's sitting, even if I'm whispering. It's just the way it.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like
It's
that.
called like a centrifuge or something like that. I'm not 100% sure on that, but
Kyle's in the Oval Office. He's like, "Excuse me a minute." He just goes over in the corner.
He's like, I gotta get some water. He goes over,
I heard that.
and everyone's like,
Joe Biden would be like, was that me?
Yeah. What? What? Now look here.
It is crazy. There
Did
is
you believe-
so much.
Nick, did you retire? Who was president when you retired?
Me?
Yeah.
Trump.
Was it Trump?
I have a letter signed by him, but GW obviously did my certificate.
Yeah, I got both as well. GW is voting for Kamala.
Of course he is. Here's the deal. I want it to be a fucking blowout. I really do.
We did it. We did such a good job. We made it
I don't care.
46 minutes. No politics.
I don't. Here's the deal. You guys never answered my fucking question at the beginning. How are we looking for doing the live stream so we
Well,
can
we don't
have
have,
a?
We don't have 1,000 followers on TikTok. We don't have 100 followers on Facebook. And our time on Instagram is going to be kind of. Let me see if what date is that?
November 5th.
Let me see if it's on my. Work schedule. No, I don't even have that schedule yet. So.
So Kyle McCord left Ohio State to go play for Syracuse.
Yeah.
They played Pitt the other night. He was 35 of 64 for 321 yards with 5 interceptions. Three of which were returned for fucking touchdowns.
I'm telling you right now, like I have no idea why he would go to fucking Cuse. I don't get it.
I don't know either.
I don't get it. I started following the Oregon Duck on Instagram. That dude is funny as fuck on Saturday footballs. I'll tell you that right now. Like you turn on NCAA football game shows on Saturday and the Oregon Duck is there.
Raise your fist like this. Raise your fist like this. Nick. And now punch yourself right in the dick.
Why?
Because me and Kyle are both Buckeyes fans. We're not going to follow the Duck.
No.
Dude, he's funny as fuck. You got to follow him. I don't care how hardcore you are.
No.
You got to follow him.
Brutus is funny too.
No. You know who I follow on fucking...
Brutus is a fucking nut. Let's face it.
You know who I follow? Blue. The Colts mascot. He's funny.
Yeah, he is funny. You ever see those the games where they play against the kids?
Oh, yeah, and he's freaking just...
He's ruthless. He slaughters them.
Who's the other one?
The Cowboys are playing the 49ers tonight.
They're going to get smoked. Their season's over.
49ers?
I don't care. No. I don't care how... No, Cowboys. I don't care how banged up...
The 49ers are plagued by injury.
I understand that, and they're still going to fucking smoke them out.
I hope so.
Brock had a bad game last weekend.
Are they playing in San Francisco or Arlington?
I don't know.
I think it's Arlington.
That's another place that's shit
They're
driving,
They're
man.
up 3-0 right now, and
The Cowgirls are.
they're no, the 49ers are up 3-0. It doesn't say where they're at.
They're in San Francisco.
There you go.
Okay. Levi Stadium. Levi Jenkins. I know it's Leroy. Come on, guys.
Leroy
they're in-
Jenkins.
They're in San Francisco because Dallas is wearing a blue jersey.
Dak is going to. Jesus Christ! It's my head. I'm
Highest
not looking
paid
like-
piece of shit, just like Deshaun Watson.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I cannot believe that he signed a fucking contract and now he's playing like shit, man.
See that, Kyle? I got off the thing for you.
Hmm.
The election news, we got off of it for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we fucking cleared it.
It's not that I mind. I don't care that we talk about it, but it's just like it's like
It's funny, like,
beating a
all
dead
these-
horse.
But it's funny to me is like all these fucking people that are on TikTok and shit like that, just talking about politics all the time. They have all these live streams, and it's like, what are you gonna do after the election is over?
Yeah. What's your focus? What's your
Yeah. What's your focus? Because
If
you don't
Trump- if-
fucking
if
talk
Tr-
about anything else.
If Trump wins, their focus will be on how to impeach Trump.
That's true.
And if Trump loses, it'll be talking shit on Trump and how he should have never won. Thank God he didn't win.
That's
they'll-
true, too.
They'll figure it out.
I'm
I'm
sure they
telling you,
will.
it's just gonna be 4 years. If he wins, it's gonna be another 4 years of.
You think people will lose their
impeding.
shit for real?
Yeah, 100. They did the first time. Imagine now. I mean, there's that girl in Washington when they were doing a rally against him, like that. She was screaming bloody murder and crying.
Right. But he's already come out and that's one of the things he said. Like, someone asked him, I can't remember who it was. They were like, if you could do it different this next time, if you win, what will be, and he flat out said, I didn't have the right people before. I was, I didn't know anything. I'm a little bit more knowledgeable now. I'll have better people around me instead of making it a giant circus is pretty much what he said. So,
Yeah, but even with the right people around him, I still feel like there's going to be half of the Senate, half of the House against him, which are going to impede, and half of Congress, which is going to impede.
And there's
he's
nothing
able to
ever.
do.
Yeah, nothing's gonna get done because all the shit that he wants to do is.
Yeah.
Fucking politics is so funny to me because you could say, make promises, all the shit that you're gonna do day one, and it doesn't
Right.
matter if you don't have
Yeah.
fucking congressional support.
like Camel Toe will sit there and say I think she forgets she has to get everything through the rest of the check and balance part
Well,
of
that's
it, right?
what, like, I know, we don't want to talk about politics, but they're talking about all these things that have to deal with tax law and tax code, and
Yeah.
there's so much shit that needs to be passed by or made into law to change that it's fucking never gonna happen. We don't want to tax your overtime. We don't want to tax your fucking tips. Yeah, okay, but the shit's still gonna happen until the law changes.
Mhm.
Right.
And
And then-
it could be 3 years before the law changes. And
Right,
then
and then-
you get 1 year of goodness, and then somebody else comes in, makes it
Erases
back to the
it.
way it was.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like who would vote against that? It like
Oh,
if
would-
if you
Would they look like a total dickhead if they did? I mean, do you agree that they'd probably be like,
what
okay,
Democratic or Republican,
right.
what representative of each state, what would their constituents say if they voted against that?
That's very true.
Because that's what the American people want. They
That
want
could
more
probably
money in
be-
their pockets.
That could probably
But
be the one thing that sticks around.
The problem is that it's always the
millions, maybe even billions of dollars of tax revenue that are going to be lost.
But it all comes down to like whose pockets are the most lined,
That shouldn't be
or
it.
they try and add something into that law where they're making it where oh, we're adding funding for the Ukrainian with this, and
If I
that's why they vote no.
if I was
All the
if I
pork.
was
Yeah,
if I was president of the United States, my first executive order would be to make term limits for any United States politician.
senator or congressperson. Yep.
Yep, that has to be a ratification to the United States Constitution.
Executive order. I'd do it.
And my
Because
first thing,
nobody would vote against it. Nobody would vote against. Nobody would vote for it because they know they're about to lose out on their millions and billions of dollars that they're making as
Yeah.
politicians.
Right.
my first executive order would be I'm closing the fucking border. And everybody's like, well, America was founded by immigrants. Yeah, it was a long time ago. But guess what? No other country in the fucking world has open borders where they're just gonna let fucking people come in.
Unchecked.
It does
Yeah.
unchecked. Yeah, this shit doesn't happen. And like they talk about, that Venezuelan gang or whatever
Mhm.
closing down those apartment complexes, and the reporter said to JD Vance, it was a handful of incidents, and he goes, a handful of incidents.
Are you listening to
hear-
yourself?
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you hear yourself? Fucking American citizens are being held hostage in their own fucking apartment complexes by illegal people, and that's okay to you? Fucking moron. I get pumped up because I could talk about politics all day, especially like everybody's bitching about abortion and shit like that. To me, I could care less. Okay, it should be up to the mom and the dad to collectively. If the mom wants an abortion, the dad has to sign off on it.
Like a vasectomy, your wife has to sign off on it if you're under.
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have to sign off on it together. That's a good. But if they both agree, they're
Unless
the
you
ones that
don't
have to go.
baby daddy. Yeah.
They have to go, and that'd be hard to prove. So they have to go meet their maker and explain that. I don't. My belief system says it's wrong in every way. It's but that's not up to me.
I think so. Me and Lauren were just talking about this the other day, and we have two very different opinions because we see two different sides of it. She sees what she sees in the hospital, and like she sees drug babies being born daily. She sees, people come in, they're in screwed up situations financially, romantically with their counterpart. They're just in a bad place and should not be having a baby at that time.
But it
And
happened.
but it
Yeah.
happens, and she's like, like who would want to bring a baby into this world when they're high on heroin? They're obviously not making they're not making the right mind choices for themselves. How are they going to be able to make decisions for a child? And I was like, yeah, I get that, but on the same, and Pennsylvania has the whole 23-week thing. Like a baby's not considered a baby
Right.
until 23 weeks because it doesn't have a heartbeat. And I guess I'm kind of on that wavelength of
23 weeks is like
I thought a heartbeat
over-
started like
it's over half of a pregnancy. 40 weeks for a pregnancy.
real. It takes 20 weeks, and forgive me, I'm a dad twice, just like but it did not feel 20 some weeks into it before we heard the heartbeat.
So it might not be a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I think it's like cognitive.
you're just
Like it might be some type of cognitive. It might be like the capacity to think, the capacity to feel,
Right.
all those
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
It might not be a heartbeat. I'm probably wrong on that, but around that 23-week mark, that's when
Right.
it's considered a life. And that's
Nick
that's when Pennsylvania considers it a life. California doesn't consider it a life until it's like
Born.
37 weeks.
Minnesota too, I think.
I'm a heartbeat guy. The minute you hear that heartbeat, sorry, it's a living thing.
So
But-
that's I agree. Why is it okay in states where late-term abortion is legal? Why is it okay to kill your baby one day before it's born, but not okay to kill it one day after? What I don't.
Do you?
The
Okay,
day
so here's a scenario.
it pops out of the vagina in the womb. You murder
Right.
that baby, you go to jail for murder.
That's what I was getting ready to say. How are you not being charged for murder if that baby is born and then they
Yeah.
decide to abort it?
But my thing here is to, I don't have to live with that.
No, me neither. And so I'm all for the federal. I don't think the federal government should be involved. I don't
No,
think
it's just be state governments,
that's not. I don't.
states.
And I get there has to be some type of legislation on abortion because where does the line get crossed? Is it murder?
But
Is it not? Is it?
yeah, and I say that about a lot of things, especially when it comes to the political system. What should federal government or state government? That's why the U.S. Constitution and shit like that is so the way it is, because a lot of it does shift back down to the state level, and the federal government should only need to intervene when it needs to. Um, but like open borders, that should never be a fucking thing. Like,
Yeah,
you
it shouldn't
should,
be a debate. I agree.
yeah, you should. Like, the United States should not. Yay, come on in. Welcome everybody. Fuck no, because nobody else in the world does it. And then my other thing here is our laws are written for American citizens. So Kyle arrests somebody for murder who's not an American citizen, undocumented, whatever. Our American rights, as we know them, should not exist for them.
Mm-mm. They should not. No, they should not be subject to. They should not be subject to their.
It
You're
should
gonna
not
get
be
a
put in
trial.
court. Oh, bullshit.
You're gonna get
No,
it.
I don't.
No,
I'll
you're
be-
going to get a trial, because anywhere in the world you get arrested, you're going to get a trial. But that whole appeal system that they have,
Right.
like me as an American citizen, if I want to, I could appeal all the way up to the Supreme Court. That shit, no. You kill somebody and they sentence you to death, guess what, motherfucker? You go to the front of the line.
You think the judge should just look at the guy or girl who kills an American citizen? They're here illegal and just be like, just let you know. I don't care what happens
So
during this trial.
I'm in
You're
100%
fucking
agreement
dead.
with that.
Like,
If whoever's arresting has the evidence to show initially.
Well, that's what I'm
they're
saying.
Beyond a reasonable doubt, a crime was
Right.
committed. This is the person that committed that crime, and well, the evidence supports what we're saying. Yep, I don't even think you should get a trial. I don't like, and even if you're not for the death penalty, okay, well, let's ship you. You are found guilty in America. Let's ship you back to your home country, and have
Yep.
deals with these countries that says if they're arrested in America for capital murder or something like that, well, now they're going to be put to death in your country, and you have to live in that prison until such time comes. I mean, and in most cases, most third world countries like Venezuela, if you're put to death, it's lickety split. They don't waste their time. That shit comes.
Yeah,
around.
no.
That's done in 2
Well,
days.
And I guarantee, if you were to ask anybody who come in here illegally if they would rather be in an American prison or a prison in their country, they're going to take the American prison.
Yeah, 100%. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I mean, look at
Three-
look at what's her face. The liberal basketball player that was in Russia.
oh yeah,
I mean, she flat out admitted it.
put her in the gulag, and she
Yeah.
changed her views real quick. Yeah.
She didn't though.
Well,
She
she didn't. But
She changed her views on the prison system, but she didn't change her views on
Right.
her politics. And it was, and I don't even want to get into that. She's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
here's what I think. I think we need to open up an Alcatraz type island, make it a fucking open jail system. You just fucking put those guys and girls in there, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of miles from anywhere. There's no way they're going to make it back anywhere relatively civilized. Okay,
Yeah,
It's-
no guards.
it's well, you have to put guards because who
Nope.
says someone's not going to try to get there and break somebody out? I mean,
Yeah.
who says that,
Oh
right?
no, I'm all for having guards, but like I would do it as like a patrol based thing. You just
Or
have
like a
you just have
U8, just have drones flying around that
yeah
just shoots. If there's a boat approaching that's not a prison boat, it sinks.
or
You know
not,
what I mean?
and
Like,
they get food via airdrop.
yeah.
Ooh, and they
And
all
and here's the deal. It's a crate. It's a fight to the finish. You get a
yep
meal, you get a meal. If not,
fir-
you're killing somebody for it.
first come first serve.
Yep.
There's enough food for everybody to have one plate of dinner, breakfast, and lunch on each pallet. If somebody takes two, you're fighting for it.
In the United
They
States
figured
back in the
itself
day,
out.
that used to be Georgia.
That's true. It was a prison colony. That's true.
It was. So was Australia.
It was a penal
That's
colony.
what-
Yep, exactly.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
how they sent all British sent all their fucking riffraff. They're like, hey, you're going to Australia.
So like in some ways I consider myself a libertarian. Like on the off like on only on the political side of things. I don't think on the law side of things I don't consider myself a libertarian. I like libertarians are kind of like you don't need papers to travel in the United States, but their beliefs on less government involvement in your life. Like I don't think the
Yeah.
government should have anything to do with my life. I don't think there should be taxes. I think well, I believe in taxes, but I hate there is so much Boston Tea Party shit going on right now. Like there is a lot of taxation without representation.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna throw tea in the Susquehanna.
Probably clean it up a little bit.
Probably. But only like on that's part of libertarianism I do like. And I would consider myself what was his name in Parks and Recs?
Oh, the
Ron
woodworking
Swanson?
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ron Swanson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love every part of that show, and he's like, slash the budget, take everything away. Like, yeah, because we don't need it. Like, why does there have to be a parks department? The parks regulate themselves.
I was gonna say the parks manage themselves essentially.
They don't
I
do
agree.
like
Yeah.
like maybe there has to be a little bit of a budget to keep the park safe from people going in and doing things, and that there's some law and order in the parks. But other than that, nobody does anything in a national park. Like, there's not a horticulturist that goes in there and starts growing other plants. It's not how it works. The leaves fall, a new tree grows. The circle of life continues. And like I said, there should be some law and order to keep the park safe. That way people don't go in there, start a forest fire, stuff like that.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not 100% preventable with the way it is now. So,
Fuck that. Just we got robots now. We got AI generation. Let's just start putting robots out there just patrol fucking parks and shit like that.
did you see that? Did you see Tesla's new robot?
No.
It's fucking insane. It
What's it
uses
do?
it utilizes it's a robot, but it utilizes AI. You can literally have a conversation with it. It changes the tone in its voice
Really?
to sound like it's insane.
You imagine AI gets pissed off at you because you're stupid, and the robot's sitting there, stupid motherfucker.
Knife handing
Like
you.
Yeah, the inflection changes. Like it's
Yeah,
like
you just fucking beating
it's like
your
I
ass.
can't keep doing this with you.
So I saw a meme on the robot, and it was just some dude in the South saying, "Can you fuck it?"
Then the fear of that is then you get freaking Gunny Sergeant from Full Metal Jacket. The robot's just there. Listen here, numbnuts.
I could see 100%. I could see what was that movie with Will Smith?
iRobot?
iRobot.
iRobot. I could see 100% a world where that happens.
But here's the deal. That's how the fucking machines start winning. That's how we get wiped out.
Yep. That's how you get Skynet.
The fact that we're even here, and it's already happening, is it
I am
Yeah.
from the future. I'm here to kill you.
I've already told Chris of this. I was like, I have a really strong feeling deep in my loins
I
that
wonder what a hand job from a robot would feel like.
man, it's gotta be super grip. Loosen the grip. Like our
You-
kids are gonna reach a point in their adult life where they're gonna be like told, "Hey, here's free money. You don't have to work anymore." You know what I mean? The robots are doing it all for us. Like,
I don't.
I think we're very close. We're a generation away from no one's kids ever having to work again.
You saw the Big Bang Theory, right? Howard Wolowitz tried that with his robot arm, and they
Oh,
had to
yeah.
go to the ER. And he's like, "What happens if you just unplug it?" No, don't.
I don't. I agree. Maybe we are a generation or two away from that
We're
happening.
like 2 generations away before everyone's
think-
like, "Hey, there's no more need for humans to work anymore. Go live your best life."
No, because you're always going to need something. So, like, I think it's just gonna like robots are gonna take over the mundane jobs that nobody wants.
Yeah, like the manufacturing jobs, the auto work jobs.
Remember the
No,
movie?
'cause-
Do you
or
think?
just like those fucking counters at like Mickey D's. Hi,
That's
can
what I'm
I
saying.
take your order?
Fast food, you
Yeah, but
know,
if you think about
grocery
it, if
stores.
you walk into a McDonald's now, they already have those kiosks. You stand
That's
there and
true.
order.
Yeah,
Like
and they still
like,
fuck up your order.
yeah. So I mean, like realistically, you could. I don't think. I feel like you have more of a need for people to cook the food than you do for.
No, they're gonna
somebody-
have a robot that just slides up and down the grill and just does everything for you. Takes the fries out,
I don't
and
know.
dumps the fries.
I hope I never
like-
live to see the.
It's
day.
gonna have a spatula dick.
Yeah, it'll be like flipping, flipping.
I hope I never live to see the day.
Spatula dick
that-
robots.
That's what I'm saying. We'll be dead and gone. My daughter and my son will probably be in their 70s. Their kids are going to be the generation that is like, unless you're in a certain career field, there's really no need for you anymore.
Remember the movie Stealth with Jamie Foxx? You think
Yeah.
we'll ever see that day? Like an AI generated fighter pilot?
I
No.
think that there will be, but there's always going to be the need for manned aircraft
Right.
systems.
No one
Because-
outdoes the human instinct. It's already been proven. Human instinct is always going to play a factor. Robot will never replace it.
Robots now.
I think that was
Robots now will never replace it.
ever.
I feel like it's coming to a point where robots will be able to compute any sort of task. I mean, and that movie predicts it pretty well. And at the end of the movie, I mean, it shows that the robot can't be trusted and all that stuff. But
Right.
the robot in that movie calculated everything that the human was going to do and was able to.
Every scenario,
So
every
like,
outcome.
yeah, and like a human can do that, but it takes time. Where a robot can calculate that in seconds, if not milliseconds.
Yeah, but there's that
Pieces
error.
of shit like you for breakfast.
You
There's
eat
that
pieces
error.
of shit for breakfast?
No,
Adam Sandler keeps cutting me off. Listen, there's but there's that moment of clarity that a human will bring in a wartime scenario that says a robot cannot do. Like a robot can't make a split second. Okay, I'm told to fire on the target, and then all of a sudden that target gets verified as, oh shit, do not fire on that target. A robot, I don't think, will ever be able to make that distinct, quick flash decision of nope and closing that rocket launch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Like-
get it. Jay's up to no good.
I don't know.
I can see it.
What are you gonna? Go ahead.
No.
We're at almost an hour and 15.
That's all right. We call it.
Let's put a
Um,
condom on it.
Yep. I guess we just needed to get warmed up a little bit.
Yep.
Actually,
It was a
actually
slow
did
day, man. It was a
robot.
slow weekend.
I cleaned all day today.
I played in a softball tournament yesterday, and I am sore as fuck. Just want to let you know too, I haven't played softball in years, and if it's anything like kicking a field goal, I promise you I will make a 40-yard field goal tomorrow because
Did you see, speaking of field goals, did you see that guy from Indiana this weekend?
no.
Yeah,
Missed both. Pat gave him a shot. He had a shot for $100,000, and Pat upped it for the second kick to 150 grand, and he choked.
Yeah.
Actually, the first guy, they selected a guy to do it, and he was practicing.
And he
slipped
broke his
and tore.
knee. Oh.
Yeah, he tore all the fucking ACL, MCL shit.
Mm.
Well, if that
I-
happens to me,
I feel you, bro. I feel you.
if that happens to me, I need you to carry me off the field and make sure I get to work the following shift so I can fall down a flight of steps, because I cannot afford to be off work and not get paid for it.
Well, if that happens, rest assured, you better have my $75.
If that happens, it's only going to be. Listen, when it happens, the ball's already going to be in the air. It's going to go through the hoop, and I'm going to be laying on the ground going, my knee, my knee.
All right, new stipulation. You have to land just like a kicker. You have to be on your
Stop.
feet.
No, we're not going to keep adding shit to this. If I fall
No,
on my face
no.
and I make it, it's fucking good.
Yep.
Doesn't matter
No,
how it gets through, it just needs to get through.
I hope
This is gonna.
I hope the holder Charlie Brown's your ass. I really do.
No, I'm gonna be there to make. We already said we're gonna make sure this happens during that. When I
We'll
get
make
there
it
for
fair.
Thanksgiving.
We
Make it
won't
fair.
add any other rules. You're
40
safe.
Gotta
40
get it through.
yards, I got to make it through. That's it.
Off the ground though. You have
Yeah.
to kick it off the ground, and somebody has to hold it.
I thought I could do the.
Oh
You
yeah,
can
you
do
could do the thing.
You do the holder, but I think Jay will be there. Jen will be
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Jen will
But
be
you can't-
filming. Yeah.
You can't use a tee. That is
Yeah, no,
kicking
no.
a 40 year.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Kicking it off a tee is fucking easy
Yeah.
as shit.
You know what I always had
Yeah.
trouble with? I could never kick it with the side of my foot.
You don't.
So there is some. I always had I could never turn my foot and kick it with the side of my foot. That's how kickers do it. They don't kick it with their toe.
No, you kick it with the front
So
quarter of your foot.
Are you gonna like straight on kick
Yeah,
this
I'm
thing?
straight on kicking it. So
You
there's.
kick it.
So you know, like square boots.
I can't put up it.
I'm wearing. I'm
You
just
kick
gonna
it.
wear.
It's right
sneakers.
here.
I don't. I'm gonna kick it head on. That's what I do.
This is gonna be awesome.
I'm going to appreciate this victory.
I hope you do. I can't fucking wait. I hope. Listen, and maybe the pressure gets to me and I fail anyway. I know I can make it.
What's up, Jay
I-
Feely?
I just want it. I'm
So
looking
listen,
forward to it because here's how this plays out for me. Okay, I know we've already talked about this on multiple episodes, and it's just building an excitement. So you come to you make it. You come to here, we go to Amarillo. You get a steak dinner. I pay the $75 for your steak dinner. You eat it all. I get my money back.
No. No, we said that in the first. We said this in the first episode that if I do eat it all, you just give me the $75.
But I get my money back. So
Jay pays
In-
for your meal. That was it. That was the plan.
No, but but the stipulation was also if I eat the whole meal, I just get the cash.
I'll do that.
That was in the first
But-
time we talked about it, because that's a feat in and of itself.
No pun intended. Listen,
If I get another dessert in them, do you think you could give the kids a couple of hats?
I'm telling you. So listen,
I'm gonna. Hey, hold on.
The math we figured out is not going to be the same math for the field we're going to kick at. It's our field goal posts do not have the arch; they're straight up in the back of the end zone. So I will be kicking from the 30-yard line or the 29-yard line. I don't remember.
No. You're kicking from the. You have to add 8 yards to your kick.
No, we don't. That was for the arch.
Oh, that was okay.
These are just
So you're
straight
kicking-
posts.
You're kicking from the 30 at the poster at
But
the back of the end.
I think it's set a yard back, so I might be kicking from the 29.
Okay, all right.
That'll be the 40
You figure it
yards.
out. Anyway, are we going to do this steak thing in the summertime?
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll make it work.
Yeah, we're going to make it work.
I will,
We're going to be there.
Listen, if I'm getting this free 72-ounce steak out of it, I might just make the trip by myself, even if my wife. We'll just do a weekend trip.
And listen, we're going to have to get permission so we can film inside that joint because I think it needs to be a live stream.
Oh, plenty of people fucking filming
Okay.
there.
All right.
All right.
and then we'll go have a Grog Bowl golf day.
It
still-
kind of
It's still
seems
gonna be
like
fucking
kind
awesome.
of seems like you're already gearing towards going to the restaurant and eating a steak. Why is that,
Talking-
Nick? Because I'm gonna make the field goal. Hell yeah,
No,
brother.
Because I'm in the mood for a fucking steak. Fat Boy's got to eat. You don't get it, man.
Yeah, but you're
Like-
only going because I'm going to get a free one.
You're not going to get a free one. I promise you. I promise you. Promise you.
I love being an underdog. You strongly underestimate me. I rocked in softball yesterday. I played third base yesterday. I never played third base. You would have swore I was Alex Rodriguez out on that field.
I honestly,
I was out there scooping balls. I mean, I had one
It's-
error all day, and it was a throwing error.
Kyle, it's fucking softball. A nutless chimp can play the fucking
Listen, they
game.
were shooting piss missiles at me. I was catching balls easily, doing over 100.
This episode of the Grog Bowl is brought to you by self-confidence.
And the letter C for cock. All right.
All right, boys. This is
All right.
gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to come
Yeah,
home.
Me neither. Me
It's gonna
neither.
be awesome.
I'm excited
Day
to
one.
sit at my Thanksgiving dinner table watching this shit in real time.
Speaking of when you coming home, we'll talk here in a second. You can end it.
All right. For the Grog Bowl, I'm Jason.
I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Eat now. Grog out.